Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to Squared Circle Society Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined as always by producer Todd.
Good evening.
And soon we'll be joined by our special guest tonight, one of the entrants in the last tournament on the left, Jimmy Controversy. But before we get to Jimmy, we do have our next announcement. Competing in the last tournament on the left, Deathmatch. Here we go.
All right. See, now I got to do the intro. Our next entrant number 4 is a SoCal legend, a UEW and original, an undefeated UEW heavyweight champion, the very first Crimson Crown Wrestling Supreme Violence champion is the one, the only, the body count killer, BC Killer, is entering the last tournament on the left. I'm excited about this. He was mentored by Supreme. He's, another walking horror film. So it's going to be violent. And I'm really excited that BC Killer is our next entrant. And our entrant number 5 will have next week on the program. So you'll definitely want to check that out. So now, with no further ado, we would like to welcome Sergeant Jimmy Controversy.
Thank you all for having me. Desert Eagle. What's going on, guys? Great to be here.
Oh, good to see you, Jimmy.
Yeah, great to have you. We've been excited to have you. Our first controversial entrant in the tournament. You ruffled a few, some feathers, but that's all right. We don't care.
That's all right. We don't care. We're here to fight it out. October 11th.
Yeah.
Hey, last time I was on the West Coast, I was laid out by Kruger. No lie. Laid out by Michael Kruger. So if his feathers are ruffled, he's someone that I'm looking forward to stepping up to, hopefully.
So you're hoping
2 years in the making.
You're hoping to face him. All right.
Oh yeah, this is 2 years in the making with Kruger, 100%.
All right, we're a little biased. He is our resident monster. Well, we know Mike Kruger a lot better than Michael. Michael's a different one. He puts that mask on. He's not our friend anymore.
A lot of them are the resident monsters. You talk about the walking horror films, and trained by Supreme. So this is I'm the guy that's stepping in. I'm the outsider, stepping in. And I'm pretty much that way with every tournament I enter, whether it be Philadelphia, which was my first deathmatch tournament back in the day, whether it have been the Carnage Cup, which I'm already in my 3rd Carnage Cup this year, or even the Tournament of Death. I'll be in this year's Tarp of Death, which is an idea that came to me that all right, so I'm not in this year's Tournament of Death, all right, because I still got a lot to prove at CZW, but Tarp of Death is something that's going to take place that same day, September 6th, out in Delaware. So we'll get into talking about that a little later.
Very cool. Yeah, I can't wait to hear more about that. You mentioned IWA Deep South. How did you start working for them? Because you're a Jersey guy, so
my very first my XPW debut on Theater of Brutality in Gary, Indiana, was the night before, and I went up to Necro Butcher, who I'm super close with. Uncle Necro asked me if about if I was going down there, because I always if I was going down there, if I was able to help him out, like when he was down there, because we usually all travel together during the XPW shows. It would be myself, him, Tarzan, another Jersey guy, of course. and the Hardcore Hillbilly.
I was gonna say Hillbilly
Big
must have been in there too.
So I was like, well, I'm gonna be heading down there. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing yet, and well, he said he would make sure that I would get on the Carnage Cup. That night, that my first XPW match, it was against Dirty Ron. It was pretty brutal. I didn't have any time to prepare because I was doing some other stuff. Had to picked up a one of the guys from the airport. Just as a nice gesture. As I came back, because I had to head into Chicago, my match was up. So I went out there. Got my ass handed to me. Got stapled with an industrial staple gun that had to be plied out like right after. Didn't really feel anything when I was out there. When I went to the back, they had to ply it out. Had some internal bleeding the next day. Drove down to McKenzie, Tennessee for the Carnage Cup. The promoter, Kevin Branning, really nice guy. He has a great vision for for the product. Said that I was going to be in the match with Necro and Bryant Woods. And mind you, every time I raised my eyebrows, my head was in pain. I had some internal bleeding. So, you know, I, it was nothing, that I couldn't, nothing that I was too worried about. So my first Carnage Cup match, which was 2 years ago at this point, was against Necro Butcher and Bryant Woods, and I basically got the shit beat out of me, and didn't make it to the second round.
Rough day at the office.
Really rough day. And my second Carnage Cup, which was last year, was Kevin put me in this, and he said, your match is going to be my personal favorite. It was me and the Body in a BDSM I quit death match. I was like, I Google. I'm like, am I reading this right? BDSM. I looked it up, and I'm like, whoa, boy. So, and come on, Sergeant Jimmy Controversy, man. Like, I was the same guy that at his last show, Southern Outlaws, beat the ever living shit out of that damn deathmatch juggalo Brian White. Had all the juggalos hate me and shit like that. And now I'm in a BDSM, doing BDSM match. So I was pissed. And, well, the Body came after me with a torch, carbon torch, which I brought to the ring with me. And he came after me with the carbon torch. I was like, all right, fuck this. I quit. But, I thought to myself, this is my second Carnage Cup. I want to make it to the next round. I attacked him. So I attacked him in the fucking porta potty and laid him out. And then it was me against Mickey Knuckles and Little Sicko, which both of them are Mickey Knuckles. This is her year right now. It is her year. Like, so, no, why not enter against Mickey Knuckles? And of course, Little Sicko, who is a staple at IWA Deep South. IWA Deep South homegrown guy. So why not against someone who is not only a legend on the deathmatch scene right now, but is having one of the best years of her life, and also someone who is a homegrown talent for IWA. And I might have not have made it to the last round, but I stayed in there. And then, I just waited for my right moment. If you checked out any of Kevin's other IWA shows. We just had WrestleMania, which was amazing. I had my rematch finally against Tommy Dreamer, and I got the victory with help from the TWO, the Turkey World Order, which we'll talk about a little later.
Yeah,
I love those guys. I love those guys.
And now I'm going to do a bit of self-promotion too. And you can get all of those IWA shows Jimmy mentioned on Blu-ray and most of them on DVD too.
Yes, and you could also watch them on Title Match Network and on streamxpw.com, which is where
streamextreme.com.
Excuse me?
It's Stream Extreme officially. Stream Extreme officially now. Rob talked about it a while ago, but it is officially streamextreme.com now.
Well, I'll be hitting up Rob tomorrow about that. Streamextreme.com. That's I like that.
I noticed it this week when we put up the UEW episode, or last week when I put
it up. Well, we also have I also put up the latest Pro Wrestling Venom show that I did back in February. Pro Wrestling Venom Conquered. We were live in Philadelphia. And I know you have a lot of UEW events put up on there, so I definitely been checking those out too.
Yeah.
Definitely been watching a lot of Michael Kruger.
Yeah. Yeah, and
get on Stream Extreme out there, guys, if you're not on there.
Stream Extreme.
And all the UEW content, you don't need the subscription for. Is the Pro Wrestling Venom show within the subscription, or is that when anyone can watch? You know,
anyone can watch it.
Okay,
anyone can watch it. I want to get the Pro Wrestling Venom product out there, because once the dust all settles out here, we're gonna start running again. And I already found a new location. I just gotta take care of a couple things at that new location before I start running again, and I'll be announcing the new date. We had Labor Day of Reckoning planned. Might call it something else, but
All right. Well, we'll definitely be checking that out when we can.
Definitely, watch it. I appreciate that.
We did already have a question already. Where was I saw Ben have one? Where'd it go? Sorry.
Let's see.
I know it. Oh, there it is. Ben asks, what horror weapon would you want to use in a match?
We're going to have some fucked up shit at the show, Ben.
So really? Horror weapons?
Besides the movie we'll talk about later.
We got, definitely a body bag, obviously. I'm going to need one big enough. I'm looking for one big enough to fit Kruger in.
No, you got BC Killer too. There's
BC Killer is in that. I got to start watching more of him.
You got to be careful with the body bags. Last month, Kruger put Carnage in a body bag and set it on fire. So you might want to avoid the body bags right now.
Yeah, I've had some experiences with fire these past 2 years where, well, first of all, I really don't have actual wrestling gear at the moment. I'm getting them made finally now. Anybody sets my new TWO gear on fire the way Joey Janela set my gear on fire, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, we're not because Janela fans are here already. So
if I had burns, I had burns. I mean, he lit my crotch on fire, but But that was my gear, and I was. Right. I mean, it burnt right through my. It burned two holes like that, where my junk is, and now, I can't wear that. Sometimes I see people wear gear with holes in them, but I ain't gonna wear. The holes are in the wrong places.
Yeah.
All right. Here's an interesting one, Ben. Another one from Ben. Weirdest fan interaction. You've dealt with some weirdos. I'm sure you got a good
one. Weirdest fan interaction. Okay, I got one.
Okay.
So I remember at last year's Carnage Cup. they had one of their guys who was, a fan. The guy who rented the guy who they rented the ring to. They're called Resurrection Pro. They were called Resurrection Pro, and that's who Kevin rented the ring to. So they had one of their guys who was going to train to be like a referee, pick me up from the airport. And he was like, I grew up watching you on Grimm's Toy Show, and I'm so happy to meet you and stuff like. At first, I was flat. Like I'm always happy when I see somebody that when I see fans that used to watch me, on that YouTube show, back in the day, growing up, and now they're growing up to pursue this. But as we get, after the second night of the Carnage Cup, he brings in his belt and asks Masada to sign it. and he was cool as hell, sign it. But he goes like he said he goes, yeah, and Jimmy Controversy signed my Pokemon card. And everybody and I think Kruger was there, and everybody just looked, and I was like, oh god. And then he goes to Masada, and Kruger goes, I grew up watching him, and then I'm like, oh shit. and then he goes like, and then they go like, where the fuck did you break in? That was a weird fan interaction.
I'm just guessing Masada said some not friendly for YouTube words after that.
No, listen, I have nothing.
Are you telling me Masada's not a Pokemon guy? I mean, I would have
no, I have nothing but respect for Masada.
No, I'm not saying that. I wasn't implying you didn't know.
I have nothing but love for him, and that was that, honestly. But that kid, Cody, his name was, asking me, that was one of my that just to this day, that interaction popped me, with that. With all those guys were, great. Cody, best of luck to him. He's hopefully took my advice and went to go train at the Nightmare Factory, which he doesn't live far away from. Another weird interaction. I always have this weird interactions with a lot of the Grimm fans. Could be weird sometimes because they sit on the computer. They'll first they started out loving me. Like, they're like, give Jimmy a push, give Jimmy a push. When I started out, when I didn't know shit, like I was green as grass, and then when I started, when they started getting to know me and I changed my attitude a little bit, then they started like, this dude's fucked up. But I had my reasons for it. But another one was this guy named this fan named Chris Lidecker, who got in the ring once when Grimm was doing photo ops and like doing a photo op and stuff, and tried to fight him and stuff, and everybody yelling at him to sit down. There'd be weird fan interactions like that. It was a weird fan interaction with this one chick at the gathering last weekend with the Fago Armageddon, where I actually literally pulled her up on stage because she almost fell off. When we were all going, when the ICP does the Fago Armageddon and they go on stage, and so
not an interaction, but you were there when the cops showed up at the IWA show, right?
I was there.
So how was that from your perspective? Because I've heard stories, and
I actually had I actually got my sergeant hat back, and I put my sergeant hat back on and went to shake the hands of the chief. Awesome. And I said, I called for backup an hour ago. He just yelled, "Shut the fuck up! Get down on the ground!" I'm like, oh shit. I mean, listen, just my northern accent, just my New Jersey accent probably pissed that guy off.
Yeah, we saw the one guy showing up. Dan, when we were watching it, Dan was like, "That's got to be a work. That guy's too big to be a cop."
No.
We could tell it wasn't. But
Dan, they showed up ready to shoot. Yeah, like they were loaded. They showed up in SWAT cars. They were ready to fucking shoot, like ready to kill. Like it was crazy. And because they a neighbor called us, and a neighbor called on us and said, she heard somebody say that they were going to get stabbed, heard that firework crackers were going off, which she thought were gunshots. And but then the chief walked by right after he yelled at me and was like, "Oh, you guys are wrestling?" And it was like, "I'd like to talk to the promoter." So then Kevin came out, put on another shirt, and spoke to him. Actually pointed to me, goes, "Yeah, that guy doesn't come near me." But yeah, that was pretty interesting. That was an interesting. And then the show resumed. We had to stop the show again because of the rain. But other than that, everything. Knock on wood, Kevin runs a tight ship. I love working Deep South. I love being part of Deep South.
Yeah, they put on fun shows. Like even the last one, which wasn't a deathmatch show at all, but with the mix of the legends and the new guy, it was just a fun show.
It was getting to have that match with Tommy Dreamer was literally at that point 2 years in the making, because I've wrestled Dreamer before in an infamous setting. There was a tree stump holding up a ring. And I remember Dreamer going, "Just to let you know, there's a log under that ring." And I was like, "Yeah, I get it." So we were able to have an actual competitive match this time. And then I was supposed to have the rematch with him when I had what was called the YouTube Championship from Grimm's. I was going to have the rematch with him right after our first match, and then the show got canceled the day of. Which has been happening a lot out here in Jersey.
I know. Solomon just brought up deathmatch in the East Coast is even hard to throw a show.
Danny, it's pretty much almost impossible at this point, because you've had a certain group of individuals that were making that had an account with a vendetta. They had nothing better to do. You had a certain group of individuals, like I think it was 3-4 individuals that would go to people and get the info of the private part, because we were running what was called private parties,
right?
Or house parties. And that's how they were promoted, where you would DM for the location and, have the address. But people would be leaking. You had the NJ Whodunit account. I really don't want to give them too much credit. That was leaking the show locations to those private parties. We had a nice place that is literally 10 minutes away from me that got shut down. I actually want to call the guy who owns it. Kurt Bale of the Shelter, it was called. I actually want to call.
Is that where X Brand was running too?
That's where the Wicked 13 was running.
Okay.
And the area got zoned. It's literally right here in Howell. Right here in Howell. 5 minutes from the old Game Changer World where GCW used to do their first couple shows. And it got zoned. It was a great property, great area. But he's looking to start it up again by getting the protocols and everything involved. And I'm willing to help him out on anything in terms of parking and stuff like that. He has a good area in his backyard where people could park. But just in case we would it's little things that have to be done that they weren't doing to get the show, make sure the townships and stuff leave us alone. And then on top of that, you would have your cop callers and all that stuff.
I know that was a big thing out there for a while.
Yeah,
our drama out here is different. We don't it's more infighting than anything, but it
internal.
Yeah.
Honestly, I I'm more familiar with the external than the internal.
Yeah. It's sometimes, I don't know. It's nicer to have it out there, but I don't know. They're both a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Ben, here's another way. I don't know. You trying to start a fight between us, Ben? He wants to know. Oh, what? That's damn it, Dan. Okay, sorry. What's something better in Jersey than California?
What's something better in I
I
I mean, I'm really good. I've been look, there's a reason why I left the Jersey scene for a year and was mostly, you know, rolling with working with you guys out on the West Coast, San Diego, LA, and pretty much, down south in Alabama, Texas, and fucking what's something better though? New Jersey does have a good number of wrestling schools.
yeah,
A really good number of wrestling schools.
yeah. I can
So
name like maybe 3. I know we got a
yeah.
couple new ones that are popping up, but
Impact Central, which is Jason Knight's school, opened up back in April, and I'm now the assistant trainer there.
oh, that's very
So
cool.
we run every Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays right now during the summer. I think we're gonna get back to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm gonna be very busy on Fridays, because I got a lot of their shows now that are starting to come back and stuff. I'm starting to go out to the Detroit area, which is really cool. So, and of course, Seven's going to be running in Ridgefield Park Friday, September 5th. So that's, something I'm looking forward to as well.
Yeah,
That's
But
awesome.
New
How's
Jersey,
working
New
with
Jersey has a great number of wrestling schools. New Jersey isn't far away from CZW, which is a great place to work. And New Jersey was pretty much a hotbed for a while for a lot of good companies.
yeah.
Yeah. How's it working with Jason Knight?
Oh, he's great. He's got Jason Knight has a shit ton of knowledge. He's got a shit ton of knowledge, and he's worked at the big 3 at the time: WWE, WCW, NECW. He runs a school it's a good environment. Everybody learns at their own pace. Um, our door is open to anybody who wants to come in and is serious about learning. And we provide an environment where everybody will get a chance, and hopefully, these are just the beginning phases, of starting the school up again. I know it's not his first school, but things take time. I'm still, and hey, we got ACW has barbed wire and bikinis tomorrow, which is going to be a good show. Oh yeah.
Now, are those shows streamed or put on YouTube after, or
They will be either streamed on YouTube, or I'm not sure what platform he's looking into. In December 27th at the Pfeiffer Center, he's got I think Tony Myers coming into that. So
okay,
FMW's leather. So
yeah.
that's going to be something big.
Nice. And you
Yeah.
have family history with wrestling, right? Your granddad worked with Dennis Carluzzo.
That's correct. He was a talent agent for him back in the day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome.
You bring guys in, guys like NWA New Jersey. He'd work. I'm still looking for the picture where he was, where King Kong Bundy was choking him out at his house and at his old house in Colts Neck, New Jersey. But he was great friends with Dennis. He was great friends with the promoter named Gino Caruso. When he got back into the business after taking 2-3 years off, he was good friends with a lot of the old school New Jersey promoters. Knows Tito Santana real well. I remember getting my match with him. He actually got that match with me and him back in the day, which was one of my first time wrestling a name like that. I was 20 years old, and he was That was my first legit name and like legit match with a name.
Oh, that's awesome to get to see
So
that.
yeah, and he would a lot of the guys would go to his card shows and stuff like that before or after the either the day before of or after the wrestling shows. You know, he would have like sports card shows and stuff like that he would have some of the guys there. Very close with Matt Bourne as well. And Matt Bourne was a great guy. Very big into the character-based wrestling. Matty was, but in the ring he could go like 100%. My personal favorite version of Doink the Clown, whether he was,
Oh yeah.
I know he was the original, but even if he wasn't, still my personal favorite.
Oh yeah, his face is the first thing you think of when you think
Right.
of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I know Danny's asking about your September 26th match at CZW. Before that, I want to bring up, you still gunning for Schlack after after
I would like to have I would like to have a rematch with Schlack.
Yeah.
I feel like that, you know, I feel like well, first of all, that was I didn't know when I was going to be getting that match. I was all ready for him. Unfortunately, he got unfortunately, you know, things happen, and the show before was at Neshaminy Creek, but I'm gunning for a rematch 100%.
Yeah.
You know, let's fucking go. You know, I got now that I got my ass kicked, and I went into that match knowing what I was up against, knowing that my chances of winning were, if I had any chance of winning, I would have to survive. Number two. Number three, now I know what to expect, and I don't only want to just survive, I want to attack. So, you know, now I have even more to prove if I was ever to get in the ring with Schlack again, which I could see myself getting in the ring with Schlack again sooner than later.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, that was, we were looking forward to it. It may have been a little bit more one-sided than we would have liked, but
well, that ain't gonna be the case next time. Look, I was in a very and this was when the original match was announced. I was in a bad place at the time. You know, I got myself into some kind of a toxic relationship that I really shouldn't have been in. You know, maybe messed around the rave scene a little bit, but you know, I went from sleeping in a rave warehouse to getting my shit together the minute I got that text from DJ, "You're getting in the ring with Schlack the next show." And I'm like, yeah, I got to get it together. So I started you know, getting my shit together, and you know, getting back to I was like, yeah, this isn't going to be time to prove all these guys that talk shit about me and run their mouths online. Time to prove them wrong. Time to prove them that, you know, I belong on this scene, you know, and don't belong on, you know, that any other toxic scene, you know, that I'm better than where I was. And I'm glad I had that match. Still glad I had that. It was a badge of honor.
Cool watching you like really break out. You've had some great performances lately. We're excited to have you at last tournament on the left.
Oh, I'm excited, man. I'm pumped for that.
yeah,
That's gonna be something that I'm honored to be a part of. Really.
The world of pro wrestling meets horror movies, so we're excited, and these matches are unique. I can't wait to announce.
We'll start announcing after next week's competitor. We'll start throwing out some stipulations and some other stuffs before we announce everyone.
Let's rock and roll. Horror movies and wrestling. Horror movies and deathmatch wrestling are two of my favorites.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we had planned something originally different, but when the wrench got thrown in, it was like the perfect, like, this makes them, let's do it. Like, and it just all came together so fast and so perfectly. I think we're planning something that's pretty special with all the people.
Hey, it's looking like it. It's looking like it's gonna be something legit. It's looking like it's gonna be. I have a great feeling about it. Really?
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, they're the people, and I'm not just me, but the other people in the background. It's gonna come together nice. It's gonna be
Hell
the
yeah.
first live streamed event from Flesh Wound Features, and it'll be
Yes.
launching so other people who need the services, I'll be offering that in the future. So
Now, I love horror movies, especially classic ones, but I kind of took a break from horror movies recently after this one particular
Okay.
1970s one that I saw called Sleepaway Camp.
It was 1980s, but
83.
Really?
yes,
83, yes.
83.
Wow.
But it's super low budget, so it probably looks a little bit older to you too.
Yeah. Because I've seen movies, I've seen a lot of movies, I've seen a lot of 1970s low budgeted horror movies like that.
It was still early
Can't think of
80s,
some
but
of-
it was low but
Yeah.
it was low budget. But yeah, it's in that slasher wave that came out post Halloween. But that was late 70s. So, but you know what? Since you brought it up, I do have a clip ready if you
You
want
do have the clip, right?
So if you want to set it up before we do it. So, well, you brought up Sleepaway Camp, and you recently got to see it.
The big reveal.
Yeah. So Jimmy was telling us they were hyping it up like you got to see the big reveal. So this is Jimmy's reaction to seeing the classic ending of the Sleepaway Camp franchise for the very first time.
Where's the reveal? What the fuck? No!
Jimmy, are you okay? Jimmy.
Angela was the guy?
That's awesome. Spoiler.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, big spoiler.
It's been 43
That's
years.
one girl that I was hanging out with. I'm not going to show her that until
I was going to say, I thought you were going to tell us a different story when you started that.
No. I'm not going to show her I'm not going to show her this interview until she sees the movie.
Okay. There you go. That's good.
What else what did you think I was gonna?
Well, that wouldn't be you're not in California, so that's not as common of a story. Never mind.
A lot of differences in Cali and or the West Coast in general and the East Coast.
Yeah,
it's
I've never made it that far, so I think I go far as about halfway. No, I've gone to, I guess, technically the South. I guess, yeah, Mid-America.
Todd.
You've never gone to Philly or Jersey before?
I've gotten to Kansas City's. I think the farthest I've gotten.
Wow.
Yeah, I would like. I'd like to go to New Jersey. Is the home of the Toxic Avenger, so obviously that's on my list.
It is.
But yeah, no, I've never been to Philly. I've never been to the 2300 Arena. Although I was at, not the same, I was at the Heatwave incident with the XPW guys and the ECW guys. And my buddy went outside and has photos from outside. So he'll be at the 11th. I'll tell him to bring the photos if you want to see some of the... You don't get to see Paul Heyman swinging on anyone or anything.
I knew Jack beating everybody down.
Yeah, I think he got Leroy and some of the other, but yeah, no, none of the roster though. No Supreme.
I've heard about these photos for a long time, Todd.
I'll make sure.
Yeah, I got to see these photos. I've heard there was some photos, but I've heard there was also because Supreme, what was it? Supreme, Mist, Messiah, and fucking
Chaos.
Was it Chaos or Dynamite D as well?
Chaos was, I can't remember.
Chaos was there, yeah.
Yeah, Chaos was in the front because there was the row of people in the front.
Those guys were in the front.
And then up, I can't remember who was in the balcony.
Oh, there were people in the balcony.
Yeah, but I don't think I know Klaus was in the wait. No, Klaus was front row too, but they had a section in the front row and a section in the balcony. The balcony, I know Rob wasn't. Was Kleinrock there? I can't remember. I've talked. Yeah, Jimmy. Did Jimmy get beat up? See, I can't remember. I know Jimmy was there. I've heard the story from so many different people. I'm trying to put it all together now. Who was where? But no, see, Rob wasn't on top. He didn't go. Rob wasn't there.
He didn't go. No. Yeah, he wasn't there.
But yeah, I mean,
but everybody else did.
Yeah, but XPW, I don't want to say you didn't work for but I mean, like, you didn't perform in LA, but you did a lot.
No, yeah, LA is the I always looked at LA because I respect the history of wrestling and the history of wrestling companies. LA is 100% the A show.
Yeah.
That was LA was XPW's Raw.
Yeah.
Whereas Jersey was like the SmackDown, and then you had, the other shows, your main events, that's how I saw it. But yeah.
Yeah. So, but no, I mean, like that's where I met you, because you're working your ass off backstage and doing other stuff. I mean,
sometimes that's harder than the wrestling. Sometimes it gets harder than the wrestling.
Yeah, because it never stops. Like, at least when you're working a match, you got some downtime before and after.
Oh yeah.
But
the downtime after the matches are one of the best things. 100%. But yeah, the LA shows were like, even going to them later years were like a must go to. There's not an XPW show I can't think of where that hasn't been, miss out on that one. Every show I felt like was always a must see.
Even ones that I wasn't like Beautiful Disaster on paper, I was like, okay, it's going to be a women's tournament, but that show was awesome. I had a great time at that show. Like, I mean, I'm not as huge on women's wrestling as, a lot, but I thought that was like the perfect introduction to the XPW women's division. And it had a mix of other matches. That was a good show. It's one that, I mean, I'm always excited for XPW, but I mean, that's not the same.
It had a lot of female talents that later, I feel like because of that show, went on to go work TNA, went on to go back to WWE, So that show is, I think I have the Beautiful Disaster poster somewhere around here. I have the Merry Christmas one. I got the Baptized in Blood one that I'm just looking at right now. Baptized in Blood 4.
But yeah, I don't think any of those shows didn't deliver. Like, especially like the Derby Room era from when it came back. I mean, even like Rebirth going before that. Like, it's a fun show, but it felt like when they came back home to California, it really just felt like it was back.
Yeah,
I think California and Los Angeles was where XPW needs to focus on, 100% needs to focus on, because that's where the base is everywhere, but
there's a lot more haters on the East Coast. I mean,
there's a lot. I'm concerned about the direction wrestling is going on the East Coast right now.
Really?
Really concerned about it because of all the, there's just a lot of hate. There's just a lot of people that are against things, whereas I'm for things. I use my energy to be for, and people use their energy on the East Coast to be against. I never got that vibe on the West Coast, ever.
It's there, but it's different. I don't. It's more. Everyone's going to talk shit, but they're not going to try to get your show shut down.
Well, that's a plus.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, people are going to talk shit everywhere, but they're not going to try to sabotage. Because at the end of the day, people that there are companies that I don't particularly like, but my friends work there.
Right.
So why would I take money out of their pocket, or why would I take money out of, who am I to take anybody? Who is anybody to take any anyone's money out of their pocket. It's a dick move.
And that's the thing. It's like you guys try and cancel these shows. You're hurting the workers, not really the promotion,
Yeah.
because they're not spending the money they would have. I mean, they're saving that money.
Unless they're really generous, and they'll still pay regardless. Like, you know, yeah, but yeah, they're not really hurting. They're hurting the workers more than anything, and they're hurting the fans because the fans spend their hard-earned monies. Sometimes they don't get their money back.
No, you're right. That's true. So yeah, it's a bunch of nonsense, but hopefully they calm down. But I don't know. I see there's a few toxic people out there that just, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Just gotta hope it gets better.
I think the crowd is going to be pretty awesome at last tournament on the left.
The crowd's going to be. It's going to be a fire crowd, no doubt about it. You guys draw good crowds. I see Crimson Crown draws a really good crowd all the time. So
yeah, and I know they're running November 1st, right after.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we got people that work. I don't want to get ahead of anything right now, but yeah,
you'll see some familiar faces.
There's already some. We have like Insaniac and BC Killer, both originals, both work CZW. CCW. You work CZW.
I work CZW.
Yeah, and Flores keeps asking us to talk CZW, and he says the 26th. Do you mean the Tournament of Death?
That's going to be September 6th.
Okay, well, he said 26th, so it's the 6th.
I said 26th?
No. Danny in the chat said September talks.
Danny.
Yeah. No, it's sooner than that. It's September 6th, Tournament of Death. Now, you were talking.
Flores, are you running a show the 26th? Because I don't think anybody, I don't know who's running a show the 26th.
He said, my bad.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
It's the 6th. Okay.
I love you, Danny.
Yeah, we do too.
We love Danny. Everybody likes Danny.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but you said you were talking a little bit more about the Tarp of Death. You got
right. Tarp of Death is going to be 30. I think 30 competitors, and they're going to lay a tarp out with a whole bunch of fuckery weapons. Okay. We each have a weapon of our choice. I'm still deciding. I'm going to decide over the weekend what I'm going to use, unless if any of y'all have ideas. And whoever wins, I believe gets 100% would get a spot in next year's TOD. There's no doubt about that. But also, whoever wins, I think there's something. There's some kind of another incentive to whoever wins that I got to look into. But Tarp of Death, this is going to be the first ever Tarp of Death, and it's going to be, I think, in between the first and second rounds.
Okay, so this is going to be on the main program too.
This will be on the main program, 100%.
Very cool. All right. Well, that's then we'll get to see it live because that'll be streaming on IWTV, I believe.
Yes, sir. And my promo gets dropped. My promo and statement for Tarp of Death gets dropped August 31st. I don't know why so late, but I just recorded mine yesterday with Frank Hartgrave. Really good guy. Brilliant. A hell of a YouTuber. He has his own YouTube channel. And it should be up soon.
All right, very cool. We'll definitely check it out and share it when it does. Well, we were going to watch the TOD anyway, but now we're looking forward to seeing
definitely
you on there.
I need you guys to watch. I need your support.
We will be watching.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else we didn't touch base on. I don't know. I know XPW gets brought up all the time. I asked Jimmy before we started. We both are confident it'll be back. There's no way it's not going to be.
I'd like to
sooner than later.
I'd like a chance to I'd like a chance to I'd like a chance to perform under the XPW banner again.
In
And
LA.
in LA, yeah, in LA or wherever else
Yeah.
it may be, but LA is definitely an XPW show in LA is definitely on the bucket list. And
Yeah.
I generally think Rob loves wrestling. He's passionate about it. He's
Yeah.
obviously still talks about it from time to time, and I definitely think XPW will run again.
Yeah.
Do
It's
you have
just a
a
matter of
dream
when.
opponent
It's
for
just a matter of
XPW that you haven't worked with yet?
uh I mean,
A lot, I'm sure.
there's a lot. There's a lot. I just why not the two Jimmys go at it? Because I just went at it with Jimmy Lloyd. Why not we do a battle of Jimmy Controversy and Homeless Jimmy? I was thinking
Ooh.
that. Every time I get in the ring with Tarzan, it's magical.
Yeah.
I was hoping we could do that for XPW. The rematch with Schlack at XPW would be epic.
Yeah.
If he ever comes back to XPW, Schlack is very unpredictable, but I believe you. I saw him. He was getting ready for his in-ring return against me, and he had his XPW tank top on, the old school XPW
Yeah.
logo. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, he only didn't do one show. I mean, if you think about it in the grand scheme,
oh,
he was, like I meant from the last run, because he was on Baptized in Blood. He just wasn't
Yeah.
on Symphony of Destruction.
he was on he was pretty much the guy carrying
Oh no,
XPW
yeah,
for a good
absolutely.
time.
Him and Masada. Well, I mean, there were the pillars. I mean, you can't
He was
discount
one of the
Masada,
pillars.
Necro. Yeah,
Yeah, Masada, Necro, Schlack.
yeah.
They were the pillars. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
It'll be back, but I think you'll get a lot of that XPW spirit in last tournament on the left.
And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. It's funny. Somebody in the Discord earlier was asking, like, what's it like shopping for a deathmatch tournament?
Oh God!
They think you're murdering somebody. It's like,
Be my guest. Honestly,
ours is even weirder because we're buying things that aren't really normally used
it
for a
feels
deathmatch.
like you're going to kill somebody.
if anybody wants to shop for me for my death matches, be my guest, because it could be a pain in the ass at times. That alone could burn your ass.
All right. Well, here. Well, let's promote this one more time so we can let you get out of here. But there we go.
There we
got
are.
the graphic right up there for you.
Oh yeah.
So that's October 11th, our third
Return
entry.
to the West Coast, baby.
Yeah. And your LA debut, because you've only
An
done
LA debut.
Yeah.
Finally.
So I know. Yeah, I know. So we're excited.
Long awaited LA debut.
Yeah.
Tickets coming soon, guys.
Next week. Keep out. We might do early access through Deathmatch Elite, maybe the XPW group. You might be able to get them there first.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
all right.
And yeah, and we'll have some more sponsors announced. Well, I actually haven't announced any yet, but we'll start announcing those next week because I think I got 3. I'm waiting to get one more. So.
Okay.
But yeah, and you know what? I haven't even thrown out there. If you want to sponsor a match, the event, wrestlers,
go ahead.
Yeah, just reach out. I'll make a graphic because I haven't even I know
I will share the hell out of that for you guys. I will share the fuck out of that.
We appreciate that. So, all right. Well, I think unless there's anything else, Jimmy, that we forgot.
Got a Desert Eagle represent.
Got to represent.
Rap classic.
Rep the classic, yes.
And obviously, this was a good time. Come back whenever. We'll
watch Sleepaway Camp, Danny.
Yeah, yeah. If you haven't, definitely. And you know, once we get our movie themes out, we'll actually have you'll have for some people that haven't seen some of the movies, you'll have a watch.
Yeah.
So, because they'll be for every match will have a theme from a horror movie or be inspired by
Awesome.
it. So, all right. On
That's
that
awesome.
note, we'll be back next week. No, we'll be back. Yeah, next week with something. I don't know when Squared Circle Society returns, but Flesh Wound Horror will be back next week.
Yes.
We'll definitely do some more. We'll probably just do a last tournament on the left show. Maybe we'll do one with some announcements. I don't know yet. We're still cranking through everything. So.
Next one's big too. Big announcement for our next competitor. So stay tuned.
They're all big, Dan. Don't discount it.
They're all big.
They're all big, Dan. Everything's big here. Everything's larger than life.
Larger than life. We're gonna also have some sponsor news and vendors at the show as well.
Amazing.
So it'll be a unique show, guys. So don't miss it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. You'll have the horror crowd, the deathmatch crowd, hopefully some of the regular wrestling crowd who doesn't know what into. So,
everyone.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, it's an honor having you at this show, man. I've been a big
I'm
fan.
excited.
Yeah, we're excited.
I'm excited. It's an honor to be on it.
Oh, thank you. All right. Well, on that note, we'll see you next week. Jimmy, say goodnight. You too, Dan.
Later, guys.
All right.
Later, guys.